Please adhere to YouTube's selected guidelines before viewing the content of this video. I do not encourage or condone any products, actions, or behaviors shown in this video. All videos are produced in a safe, professional, and controlled environment. Please do not attempt to replicate any actions performed during the video. All actions are performed by professionals.
Alright, so today I'm going to be drinking an Everclear and strawberry soda for the first time, which as a whole I am very excited to do, as I quite like strawberries and strawberry flavored items. From strawberries on cake, to strawberries on their own, to strawberries with chocolate, to strawberry flavored candy, I am a little bit of a fan, I will acknowledge. I certainly don't mind strawberry flavored items, that is for sure. And so when I saw this strawberry flavored soda at a store near me, I thought to myself, maybe that would be good with some Everclear. And so I bought this bottle right here, and now I'm going to be trying an Everclear and strawberry flavored soda for the very first time. How will this soda be with some Everclear, and how will this soda be in general? I don't know, but I'm very excited to find out, as I have never actually had strawberry flavored soda before. This is not only going to be my first ever time trying an Everclear and strawberry flavored soda, but it's just going to be my first ever time trying strawberry flavored soda as a whole. Hope it's going to be good. Hope this mixed drink is going to be good, because I want a good mixed drink today. I want some alcohol today, and I want to have a good time today. I have faith that this will be a good time, though, but there's only one way to find out. So without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about all the materials I have with me for this experience. As far as my alcohol goes, of course, I have some Everclear with me today. In specific, it's the Everclear 151 proof alcohol with an ABV of 75.5%. That's what I'm going to be using for the alcohol for today's drink. As far as my strawberry flavored soda goes, I have a Sangaria Ramune premium carbonated soft drink strawberry flavored soda, which is apparently made with real sugar. This bottle does not have a lot of liquid in it, though, I will admit, only containing 6.76 6.76 fluid ounces, or 200 milliliters. As far as the amount of sugar in this soda goes, it's nothing too crazy by any means. We get 26 grams of total carbohydrates with 26 grams of total added sugar, so not too bad if I do say so myself. And overall, I have enjoyed Sangaria Ramune sodas in the past, and so I have high hopes for this one as well. And since this is a, Ramune soda, I am going to have to add some carbonation myself by pressing down a marble in the top of the bottle right here. But I'll get to doing that in just a minute. We have one more thing that I need to cover first off, and that is, of course, the glass that I have with me today. I have, in specific, my Crown Royal glass with me today, and now that I've covered my glass, I do suppose before I go ahead and get this all opened up, I should probably go ahead and quickly grab myself a little bit of a thumbnail. That's probably a good idea. So let's see if I can grab myself a thumbnail for the video real quick. How do I want to do this? Maybe something like that. Maybe that'll work. I gotta go for the extreme reaction face thumbnail, you know what I'm saying? Boom. I don't think that up close really works, though. Well, we're going to go with one of those. Hopefully one of those works, I will acknowledge. I do suppose, without further ado, I should probably go ahead and actually crack open this bottle, though, and actually go ahead and, get the soda inside of this actually all carbonated, and then take a sip, find out how strawberry flavored soda actually is for the first time, and then go and mix myself up my first drink of the video. So let's go and put my camera and tripod back just for a second, and let's go ahead and see if I can get this plastic wrap off just real quick. Can I get it off without using my knife? I think I can. Oh, it just split like that. And I'm gonna try to put my trash, I'm just gonna put it in my ashtray. I have an ashtray right here that I just put my trash in, so I don't be littering or anything like that. There we go. Okay. I did not need to use my knife. I was a little bit afraid I might need to use my knife for a second there, but thankfully not. Let's go put the rest of the trash over there just so I don't be littering. And now I've got to take apart this plastic piece right here And let's see. Oh man, just like that. Just nicked my finger. That hurt for a second there, but ain't too big of a deal. It's worth it to be able to drink an Everclear and strawberry flavored soda today. And now I've got to take this little plastic piece right here and press it down right there onto this glass marble. And I have got to get this all carbonated. So let's see if I can do that without getting carbonation all over my hands. I'm just going to press it down just like this. I don't understand how sometimes Ramune sodas are marketed as children's drinks. I can't get this to crack open, and I am not a child. There it is. Got it. That took me a minute. That took me a bit longer than I expected, I will acknowledge. But got it open. Got the marble in there, as we can see, and now this is all carbonated. Let's go ahead and bring my camera back, and I am real quick going to take a very, very, very small sip of my beverage just to see what strawberry flavored soda is actually like for the I'm getting words all jumbled up. Just to see what strawberry flavored soda is actually like for the first time. I think I might need a little bit of alcohol, but smelling this real quick. It smells like a strawberry, I would say like a strawberry haichu, like a strawberry haichu. Smells like strawberry candy, honestly. It's kind of what it smells like to me. Smells pretty good. Let's take a sip and find out how it is. Oh, that's nice. Oh no, that's really good. The taste is heavy yet light at the same time. The carbonation is pretty prevalent. Just based off that first sip, it tastes good, but I am unsure as to how well it's actually going to mix with the Everclear and to how well it's actually going to cover up the flavor of the Everclear. So whether this is actually to be a good mixed drink or not is still kind of up in the air in my opinion. But on its own, I think this is pretty solid, frankly put. Do I mind strawberry flavored soda on its own? Not at all, if I do say so myself. But without further ado, let's go ahead and grab my Crown Royal glass I have with me today. And let's go ahead and grab my Everclear and go ahead and start off with the first drink of the video. Now, since I have so little mixer to work with today, I am going to be making up some smaller drinks than normal, and that means using a little bit less Everclear than normal as well. So I think I'm going to start with... I'm going to be very careful with this. I don't want to overdo it. Start with that. We've just got like a little bit of Everclear right there, not much at all. And I think I will probably fill up about half to slightly over half the glass with the Ramune soda, with the strawberry flavored soda. And I think that's going to be kind of my plan. So let's try that if I can. Okay, and we're going to stick with that. We're going to stick with that, and hopefully that works. How much? I really do not have much left, though. I do not have much left at all. I don't know if you guys can see the liquid through that. Now, I do have another one of these inside if I absolutely need it, but I was going to try to avoid using the second one I have. But if I have to use it, I will. But we can see, and you couldn't really tell very well in the bottle itself, but the liquid definitely does have a pink-ish color to it. Looks almost like pink lemonade in my personal opinion. Very, very, very interesting. Let's go and smell it real quick. Smells very strawberry, but less intensely strawberry candy-like than it was when it was just right out of the bottle. And I'm not getting any of a smell of Everclear from this at all. So that is quite nice. That is quite pleasant, I will acknowledge. Well, let's go ahead and take my first ever sip of a Everclear and strawberry soda, and let's go ahead and find out just how it actually is for the very first time. Yes, sir, you know what I'm saying? Ooh. Oh, no, that's quite nice. Okay. All right. Initial impressions. I can definitely tell there's a little bit of alcohol in there. especially since I just took a sip of just the soda on its own. I can definitely tell there's something slightly different with the flavor in the glass, and that's due to the alcohol. I can definitely tell there's a little bit of something else in there, but that flavor, it's not like distinctly like, oh my god, it's Everclear. It's not like distinctly icky liquor sort of flavor like you might expect. It's just, there's a slightly off flavor in there. And overall, the strawberry flavoring in the Ramune soda, in this soda right here, does quite a good job of covering up the flavor of the Everclear, in my personal opinion. And the carbonation, even though we can't really see a lot of carbonation in the glass itself, it certainly is there. There's a little bit of sweetness to the soda, a little bit of sourness as well, and the sweetness is kind of coming from the liquid itself, with the sourness coming from like the carbonation popping on your tongue. And it's very small but intense bubbles of carbonation, and there are a good amount of them. And even though those bubbles are very small, they are, as said, very intense, and there are a lot of them. And due to the intensity of that small carbonation, I do think that the strawberry flavored Ramune soda is definitely doing a better job of covering up the flavor of the Everclear than not, due to that mainly. I would have to say the second reason why it's doing a good job of covering up the flavor of the Everclear is probably just due to the flavor from the strawberry soda being a little bit more intense than not. I would say that the flavor from the soda, it's not quite as intense as something like, let's say, a Coca-Cola or a Dr. Pepper or a Pepsi, but it's definitely more strong of a flavor than something like, let's say, a Red Bull. And I would have to say it's even a little bit more intense than something like, let's say, Sprite, with it being more on the same level of, like, let's say, a Monster Zero Ultra or something along those lines. But yeah, no, overall, quite solid. Quite solid. I might I might grab my second mixer. These bottles are very small. I'm like, I want a 600 milliliter size version of this. I want a bigger version. I'm sure they sell that somewhere. I just haven't found it. But I kind of want a little bit more mixer, because that's just how solid this is. And I also kind of want to try it with like a full glass, and I do like a normal pour of Everclear for a mixed drink that I would generally make, because I did pour very little. Everclear. And while this is doing a very good job of covering up the flavor of the Everclear, I want to see how well it'll respond to more Everclear. So it's pretty tempting to grab my other mixer in a minute. A little bit of burning on my tongue at the very bottom of the glass. I can definitely tell there's a little bit more alcohol just kind of sitting at the bottom than at the top. But overall, first impressions on an Everclear and strawberry soda. Is this a good mixed drink? Yeah, it is. In fact, I think this would be a really solid like summer mixed drink as well, kind of thing. Like, you get like a cold one of these, you pour a little bit of Everclear in your glass, and you just mix them together straight like that kind of thing. Yeah, no, this is not too bad at all. I am honestly, I'm impressed at how good this is. I, going into this video, believed that this would be a solid drink, but I didn't know how truly good it would be. But this is better than I thought it was going to be. I already thought this was going to be pretty good, but it's surpassed my expectations, I guess is really the right way of putting it. I already had high expectations, but it's surpassed them by a pretty decent degree. I think that's really the right way of putting it. Yeah, I am impressed. And I am also getting a very light buzz right now. And so frankly put, yeah, I gotta say it, I got no complaints on my behalf, you know what I'm saying? I got no complaints on my behalf at all. Yes, sir, that's what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Now, my other Ramune soda that I have that's strawberry flavored, that one is not refrigerated. I put the one I used in the fridge before this video, thinking it would be enough for at least 2 drinks. It was not enough for 2 drinks. Like, normally with mixed drinks, I'm either using like 2 355 milliliter size cans, or I'm using like one 16.9 fluid ounce can, but this is 6.7 fluid ounces, 6.76 fluid ounces, or 200 milliliters. This is a lot less mixer than I normally work with, just in general. So yeah, I think I might go get my other mixer, and I will be back momentarily. Alrighty though, y'all. I went ahead and grabbed my other mixer. It's the exact same as this bottle right here. It's just more of it. And I do suppose I should probably go ahead and get this one cracked open as well, so I can go ahead and get myself a second drink going. Of course, I want some more alcohol. I want more alcohol. I want to get a bigger buzz, and I want to enjoy some more mixed drinks. So I'm going to do exactly that. Overall, yeah, strawberry soda and Everclear. So far, pretty solid, frankly put. This one I am needing to use my knife on to get it all opened up. Let's see if I can do that. Let's see. There we go. Got that all off. And I think I will reuse my old popper to pop the marble down. Can I just do it with my thumb? No, I don't think I'm doing that with my thumb. It's going to take a little bit more pressure than that. And I'm just going to move my camera back and down real quick so y'all can see it happen again. It is always very satisfying to do this, though. I do enjoy, like, popping the marble down on Romulan sodas and whatnot. Let's give it another go. There it is. Whew. It takes a little bit of force. It definitely does take a little bit of force. My goodness. But got my second one all open. Let's go move that over. And let's go ahead and bring my camera back real quick and go ahead and get to pouring myself another drink. So now I should definitively have enough mixer for like a full glass. So I'm going to pour myself like the normal amount I would use in an average mixed drink now. I'm not going to go light this time around. I'm going to go normal amount. So I'm going to do... Oh, yeah, I would have to say about that much is probably about how much I'm going to do in, like, a normal average, like, Everclear and Coke or something like that. So let's try that. I feel like that might be a bit much for how intense the flavor of the strawberry soda is. I don't know if it's going to be intense enough, but we're going to find out. This is a test. This is an experiment. So let's go and find out. Pour the rest of my first drink in here, which was definitely not enough for another mixed drink, I will acknowledge. So let's go ahead and start pouring from my second one. This is warm. It is what it is, but nothing I can do about it. All right, and let's go with that. And do I want to try to grab myself another thumbnail real quick? I kind of want to. So let's see how I can grab a thumbnail real quick. Can I grab one like that? Ooh, let's try that. Let's try grabbing a thumbnail like this. Ooh, that could be good. Well, there we go. Hopefully one of those will work. I feel like those are fire. I feel like that's a fire thumbnail, honestly. So I'm gonna try that. But let's go ahead and give this a little bit of a smell. I feel like I got a burp. Excuse me. There we go. I did have to burp. I was like, man, I feel it coming on. Let's go ahead and give this a little bit of a smell. Nope, no Everclear coming through. Well, let's take a sip and find out just how my second drink actually is. Will more Everclear have made a difference, or will it have not? Let's find out. It's about the same. Honestly. I mean, like, I did add more mixer in, but I'm pretty sure for the amount of mixer I added in definitely more Everclear. And I would have to say you can notice that to some degree. Now that I'm kind of getting the aftertaste, I would have to say you can definitely notice that. Compared to the first drink, there's definitely a little bit more of an Everclear / a liquor or alcohol tinge to it kind of thing. Not in a bad way, just it's there. It's not there in a bad way, like it's like, oh, that's icky. It's just there kind of thing. And overall, solid. That first drink, I will admit, it took a minute for the buzz to kind of start hitting, frankly put. I don't know why it took like a fat minute for the buzz to start hitting, but it really did. And now the buzz is hitting, and I am honestly more buzzed than I thought I was when I was pouring the second drink. Honestly, I'm pretty content just with this buzz, but, you know, I poured myself another drink and I've got another open mixer, so I'm going to keep drinking until I have no more mixer and no more drink. That's what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? Might as well get a bigger buzz going because I've already got everything pre-prepared for it, you know? Thinking ahead is the name of the game. And I think ahead every time I want to drink some alcohol, and I always make sure I have more mixer than I think I might actually need. Because if you don't prepare for the inevitability of maybe wanting more alcohol than you think you might actually want, you're just going to end up having a bad time. So you might as well prepare extra of everything just in case. That's what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. And if you fully commit to that idea, eventually you will end up owning a liquor store. Because then truly, you are prepared for almost every scenario. People talk about apocalypse prepping. Totally get it. You know, you want to make sure you're prepared for the apocalypse. What nobody ever talks about when it comes to apocalypse prepping is alcohol. I'm just saying. In the apocalypse, alcohol will become a very large commodity that people will want. People will be willing to pay and trade for the alcohol that you have on hand. And they're going to want the strongest alcohol available. They're not going to want no 1.2% beers or anything like that. They're going to want the Everclear. That's what people are going to want. So I'm just saying, Everclear is a commodity that you could buy in preparation for the apocalypse, and you could use that Everclear not only to drink yourself, but to also trade for other things. The way I think about it is, you know, in an apocalyptic scenario, like 3 bottles of Everclear might be worth an entire running and driving car with a full tank of gas. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But people are always talking about apocalypse prepping this, apocalypse prepping that. What about preparing for Friday night, huh? I be preparing for Friday night every week. Apocalypse preppers, they ain't got nothing on me. They ain't got nothing on me. I prepare for Friday week. I prepare for Friday week. I prepare for Friday. I was like low-key like, okay, this is going to be a really funny joke because I thought of it. And I was like, oh, apocalypse prepping? But like, what about prepping for Friday night? And I was like, that's going to be a really funny joke. And so I was like, let's go for it. And then I like misspoke. And I don't think it ended up being as funny as I thought it was. But either way, what's the point of apocalypse prepping if you don't even prep for Friday night? That's what I'm talking about, baby. You always got to stay prepared with the alcohol on hand, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Real question is, where would be the best place in the entire world to live during an apocalypse? I'm not going to say any specific scenario, just an apocalypse where the power grid doesn't work anymore, where general manufacturing and food production has been ground to a halt, and you just have to kind of figure out how to get everything yourself. Where is the best place in the world to live in that scenario? Not Canada. I'm going to just say not Canada. It's too cold. I'd freeze to death. Honestly, I don't know. There's so many different options. But honestly, I have no idea. I have no idea where the best place in the world would be if you were preparing for an apocalypse kind of thing. I have no idea. Of course, for different apocalypses, I think there's going to be different optimal areas. But I think the key to it all is being able to get to an area that is better than the area you might be at. Because even if you have the perfect spot prepared for an apocalypse kind of thing, you have an apocalypse bunker. If you're not actually at that bunker when the apocalypse happens, then you have to get there. So the key to surviving an apocalypse is to have everything you need to get to where you've prepared for the apocalypse. I think that's warranted. I think that's warranted, and I think that's a good argument, honestly. Yeah. So, I don't think it's really all about where is the best place to prepare for the apocalypse. I think it's more about how do you get to that place. And that's the question that people should be asking. I don't know. Just a thought. My second drink is really good, though. I'm really enjoying it. Yeah. It's this soda is very interesting because it's like definitely like strawberry candy-ish, but it's also got a little bit of like an almost sort of like pink lemonade flavor to it too, which I really like because I love pink lemonade. Pink lemonade is so good. And I don't know, maybe it's just the color of this being pink making me think of it as like pink lemonade or something like that. I don't know. But pink lemonade is like so gas. I love pink lemonade. It is my favorite style of lemonade, no question in my mind. Like, lemonade itself is good. Vodka lemonade's pretty solid. Need to get some lemonade to make an Everclear and lemonade. Not gonna lie, y'all. Haven't done that. Need to do that. But pink lemonade is like the ultimate. Need to try an Everclear and pink lemonade in the future too. I think that's gonna be really good. But I need to try that in the future. But this strawberry soda, it's very solid. You know, you're getting that like strawberry candy flavor with a little bit of like a pink lemonade going on kind of thing, and a little bit of sweet and sour flavor with the sweetness coming from just the soda itself, with the sourness coming from the carbonation popping on your tongue. And overall, it covers up the flavor of the Everclear very well. Yeah, no, this is a very solid mixed drink. I'm gonna have to give this rating-wise. I don't want to say yet because I haven't finished off all of my mixer yet, but it's going to be getting a higher rating than I'm thinking, unless my third drink is particularly not good. But I think that'll probably just be more my fault than anything, because if it ends up not being good, it's probably going to be because I poured too much Everclear. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. But, I am buzzed right now. I am pretty buzzed. I'm feeling pretty nice. Like a solid, like, I'd have to say 5 out of 10 right now, buzz-wise. I'm not feeling super buzzed by any means, but just a little bit buzzed, and overall feeling pretty good. I got no complaints on my behalf, frankly put. None at all. None at all. Yeah, it's a solid experience. Everclear and strawberry-flavored soda. Is it good? Is it bad? Do I like it? Do I not? I'd have to say I do like it. I do like it a little bit more so than not. I'm still stuck on the everybody talks about apocalypse prepping, but what about preparing for Friday night? I'm still stuck on that. I'm gonna have to use that as like a caption on a photo of drinking or something like that. What would be the funniest image to use as a what would be the funniest image to use underneath that caption? I feel like a photo of a liquor store would work. I feel like a photo of an alcohol selection, like your personal alcohol selection at home, would work. And you just take that photo and then you just caption it, yeah. Everybody talks about apocalypse prepping, but what about prepping for Friday night? Yeah, I feel like that would work, honestly. I feel like that would be a pretty funny meme. Yeah. No complaints. No complaints. I'm gonna have to make that into a meme. I'm gonna have to take an image of my alcohol selection or something along those lines and make that meme low key. Is there anything else that could be done to make it funnier, though? I don't know. I do like making memes. Making memes is a lot of fun. It's always very interesting, memes are. Because a lot of the memes that I've seen over the years, some of them have longevity, and some of them very much do not. And it's very interesting to see which ones have longevity and which ones don't. Like, just the whole science of memes is super interesting to me. I not only love creating memes, but just the whole societal aspect and societal impact of them, and the impact that not only memes have on society, but society has on memes, is all very interesting. Yeah. It's all a very interesting thought exercise into the human mind. And that's kind of what memes are, honestly. Kind of a thought exercise into the human mind. Yeah. There's a lot of memes that I find funny that many other people do not find funny. But being able to think of a meme that everybody finds funny, no matter what, it's very interesting. It's very interesting. Sometimes it happens by accident, and sometimes I can look at a meme and go, this is funny on purpose. This was not an accident. And I have respect. I have massive respect for memes like that, I gotta admit. Yeah. The societal impact of memes and just how memes are made and why they become, I want to use a big word right now, why they become superfluous. Superfluous. Is that the right way of putting it? Superfluous in society. What's the actual definition for that word? I'm using my phone to record this video right now. Otherwise, I would literally look up the definition of that word right now. But I don't know what the definition of superfluous is. But I feel like that's like the right way of putting it. I don't know. Excuse me. I'm buzzed. But basically what I'm trying to say is that memes are pretty neat. I find memes to be very interesting. Not only as funny little jokes and stuff like that, but also as a marketing exercises kind of thing. And I do like my marketing. I do like taking a look at the packaging of alcohol and other products. And it's all very interesting. And just also at the same time, like, I feel like memes have an innate connection to collectible markets kind of thing. Because sometimes the most normal stuff can be the funniest. And sometimes the most normal stuff can be the most collectible kind of thing. I heard a phrase from a video a while back, and it was a video on what makes something collectible, and not just collectible, but valuable as a collectible. And what the individual said was that anything that's marketed as being a collectible will never gain any pertinent major value as a collectible to resell. Beanie Babies, for example, they were marketed as being a collectible. Are Beanie Babies worth anything more than they were worth today? No, they're worth less. But if something is not marketed as being a collectible, but somebody collects it anyway, and then they sell their collection, there's a chance that somebody out there is going to be into the very exact same thing that they are, and that person is going to be willing to pay a lot of money, kind of thing. I do think there are exceptions to that, of course. Hot Wheels to some extent. But I think that really depends. Like, in the moment, they might be worth more. Like Beanie Babies, if the whole Beanie Baby enthusiasm happened today, kind of thing. Which I guess the most similar comparison there is to Beanie Babies today would be something like, let's say, Labubu. I just said Labubu on video. I've avoided saying Labubu on video for... But I think the comparison is there. I think Labubus are just the modern day Beanie Babies kind of thing. And the Labubu hype definitely died down a little bit more quickly than Beanie Baby hype, in my opinion. Granted, I wasn't really alive when Beanie Babies were super popular, or maybe I was alive, but I wasn't really sentient at that time. I didn't really gain sentience until I was like 10 years old, honestly. But the whole hype around a collectible, and at that moment in time when there is that hype, it might gain a lot of traction and be worth a lot of money, but it's being pumped up only to fall down very quickly afterwards. Something that is a truly valuable collectible is not pumped up to only lose value. It's something that slowly rises, and when it's eventually sold, it has that value kind of thing. Like, if you have a massive collection of unique, merchandise for a very specific brand, and it's merchandise that nobody else has ever been collecting, that collection, on average, will probably be worth more than a Beanie Baby or Labubu collection over an extended period of time. Which I find to be very interesting, I will acknowledge, and I think that's something that's very interesting, and it's something that I find interesting from a marketing perspective as well, kind of thing. If something is marketed as being a collectible, people think of it as a collectible, but once the hype eventually ends and the money is no longer there, nobody wants to collect them anymore, kind of thing, and they never really gain any true value after that fact. But if something is never marketed as being a collectible, then, yeah. I guess one exception to this is kind of Pokemon cards, though, but one could argue the same. It's just that the hype has been extended a lot for Pokemon cards, but for a very long time, Pokemon cards, I feel like, weren't really the most valuable thing to collect, kind of thing. Not that they are anymore. I mean, like, not that they are these days either. But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of it's one of those things where I feel like that whole thing where it's like, if it's marketed as being a collectible, it's not long-term wise a good collectible, value-wise. I feel like that's like a good rule of thumb, but not something to say for sure, kind of thing. Because there definitely have been things in the past which are marketed somewhat as being collectibles, but which actually do gain long-term value, kind of thing. I think a good example of that is, of course, Pokemon cards, but that cannot be said about every gaming card out there, without a doubt. And then there's also, like, cigarette trading cards, for sure, as well. But most of the most valuable examples of those are either full sets or ones that were, like, made and they were not really supposed to be released. Like, I remember hearing about one cigarette baseball card in specific, I think it was. Hi, Smokey, how's it going? How you doing? Make sure you get off the porch, okay? No, what are you doing? So the dog just walked outside. She opened the door all by herself, walked outside. She then proceeds to go over to where she took a piss earlier and take a piss in the exact same spot on the porch I'm sitting on right now. Smokey, get off the porch. Nope, I will walk over there. You are not doing no more on the porch. Come on. I hate to do it, but I had to kick her off the porch because she has been like peeing and taking a crap on the porch every once in a while these days, which I just do not appreciate, because then I have to sling it off the porch with a shovel. Because this is like where I enjoy like drinking and just hanging out kind of thing. And I'm not trying to smell crap when I'm out here, frankly put. But what was I talking about? I was talking about collectibles. Yeah, just the whole collectible market as a whole is very interesting. And I think there is definitely a very... You ready to go back inside already? Did you actually do anything? Did you do your business at all in any way, shape, or form? Or are you just ready to go inside? I'll let you keep sniffing around, and when you knock, I'll let you in. She's right over there. There she is. She's such a good puppy. Except for the fact that she be pissing and pooping on the porch. But, you know, nothing can be done about that. I do suppose. Nothing can be done about that. She's a puppy, you know what I'm saying? That's what puppies do. But, I think the comparison between... You ready to go back in? Are you walking over here now? Okay. I think the comparison between, like, the collectible market and the meme, like, sort of, like, subculture is very interesting. And I think there's definitely a lot of comparisons that you can make. Like, no question in my mind kind of thing. Like, if a meme is pushed really, really, really heavily, really, really, really quickly, the long-term influence of that meme, generally speaking, I feel like will be lower in some examples. That's not like a set in stone thing, but it's like a general rule of thumb. And the same thing can be said about collectibles. I mean, like, if a collectible is pushed really hard as being a collectible for a minute there and gains a lot of hype, the fact of the matter is that eventually... Again? No! No! Mid-video, Moki, that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. Why did you do that? Why did you... Really? Why did you do it? You even got off the porch. Is the porch really that good of a place to use the bathroom? Just knock and I'll let you inside. I don't know if you're ready to go inside yet, but if you knock, I'll let you in. But, what was I talking about? So basically, of course, I mean, like, there's the joke on the internet. If a massive company starts pushing a meme, all of a sudden the meme dies kind of thing. That's the joke. And that has become somewhat of a meme itself, I do suppose. I think the same could be said about collectibles. And I think that's really where the similarity from a both marketing and a societal perspective comes in, kind of thing. If something is a collectible, people may see long-term value in it if it's not recognized as being something that is marketed as being a collectible. And once a meme becomes something that has been referenced by lots of companies and is being used in marketing terms, then all of a sudden, it's not as funny anymore kind of thing. Maybe. So I think there's definitely a lot of side-by-sides you can make between the overall collectible market and memes. Because one could argue as well with you sending memes to your friends on Instagram or Snapchat or Twitter or just through text kind of thing, that there is a collectible meme market per se. I'll be back in a minute. I gotta let the puppy in. But if you send a meme to your friend kind of thing, and I do every once in a while, and if I find a meme that I find is really funny and I'm like, man, this is this really niche underground meme, my friend has never seen it before kind of thing, I'm going to send it to them, they're going to find it hilarious, and send it over. And if they do find it funny, yeah, it's all the better kind of thing. Hell yeah. But once that meme, if it gets big enough, has started being used as marketing material for a company that has nothing to do with that meme, it's not relevant, and it's just being used as marketing material to be used as marketing material, then all of a sudden, it's not so funny anymore. And there's not as much of a reason why I would want to send that meme to my friend. I feel like memes, honestly, one could consider memes to be a form of online short-term collecting. But at the same time, if a meme has longevity, it's long-form collecting. And I think this is one of the reasons why NFTs never worked out. Because NFTs were pushed and marketed so hard as being a collectible, and while they might have gained some value at the time when they were being marketed, now that the hype has died down, people have lost tons of money because they were pushed and marketed so hard as collectibles, and now nobody wants them as a collectible. I don't know, maybe just me, but I definitely do think there's a lot of comparisons between memes and online culture and the collecting markets as a whole kind of thing. Yeah, I would say there's not an I would say there's a comparison to make. Of course, not everything is exactly the same, but there is a comparison to make without a doubt. And I'm very curious to know y'all's thoughts. So if y'all have any thoughts, let me know in the comments down below. Got to drive up that viewer engagement, of course. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The top half of this just went out. It hasn't happened to me in a fat minute. Like, I've had one of these go out just, like, as a whole. But, like, just the top half going out? That's weird. Yo, shout out Thomas the Tank Engine. My third drink, though, I gotta admit, is very solid. I'm really enjoying my third drink. And overall, I gotta admit, Everclear and strawberry sodas are pretty dang good. They're pretty dang good. Not just pretty dang good. They're very dang good, frankly put. And there is a difference between pretty dang good and very dang good. Would I have an Everclear and strawberry soda again? I'm going to have to say that I totally would. I would totally have another strawberry soda and Everclear again. What would be a good name for this mixed drink? Everberry? Nah. Pink Sunset. I feel like that's probably already a mixed drinks name, but I feel like Pink Sunset would be a good name for this mixed drink. Like, you have some Everclear, you have some strawberry, like soda kind of thing, and I feel like Pink Sunset's probably already taken, but maybe Strawberry Sunset. Yeah, Strawberry Sunset. Maybe that's not taken. I feel like Strawberry Sunset would be a good name for this mixed drink kind of thing. Yeah, no. Everclear and strawberry soda. Pretty solid, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Pretty solid, I ain't gonna... My phone storage just filled up on space. My phone storage just filled up on space. I deleted a couple videos, and now we're back because I'm buzzed. I hadn't finished what I wanted to say, so I figured I should probably continue the video and finish what I wanted to say. But yeah, no, I do feel like this mixed drink, I feel like Strawberry Sunset, low-key kind of a good name. I don't know if that name is already taken, but I feel like Strawberry Sunset, kind of a banger name for this drink. I feel like this drink would be really good, excuse me, in like the middle of like summer kind of thing, but like a strawberry and a strawberry ramune and Everclear in specific, you mix those two together and you get a Strawberry Sunset. I feel like that's a pretty banger name for this mixed drink, and this mixed drink as a whole has been a very solid one. Frankly put, I have thoroughly enjoyed this mixed drink that I've tried for the first time today. Hasn't Everclear and strawberry flavored soda been good? Yes, it's been very good. And it's been a drink that honestly, I was not sure. I thought it was going to be good at the beginning of this video, but I wasn't sure how truly good it was going to be. It has, without a doubt, surpassed my expectations, though. And frankly put, I have absolutely no complaints on my behalf. And I've thoroughly enjoyed myself, and I've got a really nice buzz, and I have no complaints on my behalf. Let me just put it that way. What's the rating I want to give this mixed drink, though? What is the rating I want to give it? I will give it a very solid 9 out of 10. I'll give it a very solid 9 out of 10, in all honesty. This surpassed my expectations. It was really dang good, and is absolutely a drink that I would have again in the future. And this would be an especially good drink to have on like a nice, warm summer's evening kind of thing. Right at sunset, you're overlooking the sunset, you pour yourself one of these. Man, it's a great time. Strawberry Sunset, that's the name of this mixed drink that I've just invented today. And overall, this is a pretty solid drink. This is a pretty solid drink. Anything that could be added to this drink to make it like even better? Like put in like a strawberry high chew or something like that. Just put in like strawberry high chew. Just let it soak in. Put in the flavor a little bit kind of thing. Maybe like some slices of strawberry, like actually in there as well kind of thing. Ooh, I totally just had a great idea. So you do Everclear, strawberry soda, you take a strawberry and you like really thinly slice it kind of thing, and you like put like 2 really thin slices of strawberry in the soda itself, of course, with get more jumbled up, with ice as well. So you do Everclear, strawberry flavored ramune, ice, you put some like strawberry slices, some very thinly cut strawberry slices in, and then you do whipped cream on top with another strawberry slice on the very top of that. Oh, bro, that actually sounds so good. Oh, man, that actually sounds so good. Bro, I'm going to have to try that. Oh, that sounds so good. Okay, yeah, that's like a banger idea. That's like a banger idea. I am absolutely going to have to try that in the future. Is there anything else that could be added to this mixed drink to make it like even better kind of thing? Like not just overly complex for the sake of complexity, just like better kind of thing. Because this is already really good as is. But I feel like the whipped cream and strawberry slices would make it like even better kind of thing. Anything else? I feel like the strawberry high chew would be a bit much. But yeah. Everclear in a glass with ice, strawberry flavored ramune soda, some strawberry slices, like very thinly cut strawberry slices, you just put them in kind of thing, and then just add a little bit of whipped cream on top with another little bit of a strawberry slice on the top of that. And if you do it in like a tall glass, like put a straw in it, bro, I'm just saying, that sounds like an amazing mixed drink. Well, I think I'm going to have to make that in the future. I think I'm absolutely going to have to make that in the future. No complaints on my behalf. Ooh, with vanilla. No, vanilla ice cream might be a bit much. But whipped cream would be perfect. But this is a great mixed drink. 9 out of 10, frankly put, absolutely fantastic. I have absolutely no complaints on my behalf, and I've thoroughly enjoyed myself. Let me know what you guys think of this mixed drink just based off what I said. If you guys have tried this before, let me know what you guys think of it as well. And let me know what you guys think of my idea for the kind of the final product of what this mixed drink could be. let me know in the comments below. Appreciate y'all watching today's video, though. Hope you guys have enjoyed watching. I know I enjoyed making this video. If you guys have enjoyed watching this video, of course, like, subscribe, check out everything all in the description down below. Until the next one, y'all, stay safe and peace, and have a great one.